All right, let's do some Mathity-Math. Says here, Mick wants to box Rock for the light heavyweight championship title. Unfortunately, Mick is too light. In order to fight in this division, Mick wants to reach the weight of 85 kilograms. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that bit right now. I think that seems like an important sentence. So Mick wants to reach the weight of 85 kilograms. Okay, we're going to keep going. It says currently Mick only weighs 17 kilograms. Okay, that's some more important information. And then it says Mick has 40 days to put on the weight. Okay, so we got 40 days to put on this weight. Good luck with that, Mick. But it says here, Mick is a bit of a phenom, though, and he can put on 1.5 kilograms of muscle a day. Wow. Okay, so 1.5 kilograms of muscle a day. That's impressive. It says here, though, if Mick doesn't reach his weight, as a last resort, he can eat heavy bowls of oatmeal right before he is weighed. Each bowl of oatmeal weighs 1/7 of a kilo. Okay, that's actually kind of gross, but we'll see what happens here. On the day of the weigh-in, how many bowls of oatmeal will Mick need to quickly eat? Okay, so here we go. So we got Mick, and he's trying to get to a certain point. And when we do these problems, it really does benefit us to really think about like where we're at over here, like we'll do where we're at over here, and then where we want to get over here, and then we kind of figure out the process in the middle. So we know, where is Mick at right now? Well, we know Mick only weighs 17 kilograms. Okay, so I'll write that over here. This is what he weighs, all right? But we know what he wants to get to. He wants to get to 85, right? And this is kind of like that constant life lesson, where we're at and where we want to be, and how do we get there, right? How do we make those dreams come true? So let's think about this. So he needs to put on weight. If we're putting on weight, right? We put on weight. That's like adding. Okay, so he's putting on the weight. And how does he put on that weight? Well, he's got 40 days, right? He's got 40 days. And he can put on 1.5 kilograms a day. So we know he's going to get those 40 days because he's going to get to the weigh-in. So what we're going to do here is what we're going to add to his weight. We're going to add 40 times 1.5. So that's kind of this is the story of where he starts. This is like what happens to him after 40 days of intense exercise. So he puts on 1.5 kilos of muscle. He's got those 40 days, but he still gets to the weigh-in. And we said, and his goal is to get equal to this. So then the last bit is we're going to talk about that oatmeal, which is a wild plan, but, you know, it's a word problem, whatever. So the last bit is he's going to add more weight right before he gets weighed by just pounding these dense bowls of oatmeal. So we know we're going to be adding this oatmeal weight. That's a sentence I've never said in my life, adding oatmeal weight. And we know each one weighs 1/7 of a kilo. And the question is, well, how many of those is he going to pound? So we don't know. And remember, when we're doing algebra, when we don't know a value, we typically represent that as a variable. I like x. You can use what you want. You can put an O, but that might look like a 0. So that's why I use x, because we don't really get it mixed up too much. And at this point, you've really set up a really nice equation, right? And it does tell the story. The story is this. Mick weighs 17 kilos. After 40 days of intense exercise, he puts on 1.5 kilos a day. And then at the end, he's going to eat bowls of oatmeal. But we don't know how many bowls of oatmeal. And the idea is that he would be 85 kilos. Right? So that's the whole story in a mathematical language. So at this point, we just need to kind of do math. Do some algebra. So step one, we're going to go inside this parenthesis. We're going to do 40 times 1.5. You can take out your handy-dandy calculator. 40 times 1.5 is 60. Great. Okay. So really what this rewrites as 17 plus 60 plus 1/7 x is 85. Okay. Let's slide down a little bit. All right. Oh, crooked. There we go. Okay. So now we can combine these because they are constants. There's no variable. So that gives us 77 plus 1/7 x is 85. We do want to get this x all by itself. That'll tell us how many bowls of oatmeal he eats. But before we do that, we need to move this term over. So we do that by subtracting 77 from both sides. That's going to give you 1/7 x, right? These go away. And then 85 minus 77 is 8. And this is our last step. Okay, so this 1/7 is multiplying by this x. You can see there will be a multiply sign right there. And what we got to do is we need to divide both sides by 1/7. And sometimes we confuse ourselves a little bit because when you divide both sides by 1/7, which would work, you get this situation. Sometimes this situation makes people feel uncomfortable because it's a whole number on top of a fraction, all inside of a fraction. And you're like, fractions inside of fractions. But it doesn't have to be that way because we can rethink this. You see, dividing anything by anything, right? Whenever you divide by something, we can rewrite it horizontally and it should be a little more clear. So we know this is going to cancel. And this reads 8 divided by 1/7. So I can rewrite this like this. X is 8 divided by 1/7. Okay, and when you see it horizontally like this, then we can really latch onto this really wonderful concept that when you divide by a number, that is always the same as just multiplying by the reciprocal. So if you multiply by the reciprocal, this becomes x is 8 times 7 over 1. And 7 over 1 is the same as 7, and if you need it to look like a fraction, you know 8 is the same as 8 over 1. And then just like that, you can see 8 times 7, well, that's 56. So x is 56. And we know that 56 is bowls of oatmeal. Oops, oatmeal. Wow. So our boy Mick, before he weighs in, is going to have to pound 56 bowls of oatmeal. Good luck, Mick. There you go. All right, as always, if you want to be notified when I put more practice problems up for you, go ahead and subscribe. And if there's a problem you want to see, a funny word problem you want me to write, give me some inspiration, just leave a comment below, and I'll try to make it for you. All right, thanks. Bye.